Bang, bang, bang. Welcome in, everybody, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Getting ready to go racing here tonight for the Madness Racing League Home Run Cafe Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series playoff race number 2, race number 10 of 12. We have 2 more after tonight, but we got to knock it out first here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. You can go check out ChicagolandSpeedway.com. We're getting ready to go racing here in Julia, Illinois, around this 1.5 mile asphalt oval. Ladies and gentlemen, things are getting ready to get down, dirty, and wicked here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as we pull up tonight's opening ceremonies. This is going to be the Chicagoland Speedway. It's a hot day to go racing, so hopefully you bought your sunscreen, presented to you by the Homerun Cafe. This is playoff race number 2, set for 110 laps here tonight with 2 sets of tires, at 100% fuel. Ladies and gentlemen, these drivers definitely have their books stacked out here tonight. Looks like the qualifying session is getting ready to end here in just a moment. These guys are locked and loaded, ready to go racing here tonight. On the pole, driving the number 8 Chase Johnson Racing machine will be the number 8 of Corey Tessner. He'll win his first pole here in Season 3. So as the drivers get ready to go racing here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, we gladly appreciate you guys tuning in here. We'll pull up tonight's starting grid. Corey Riptide Tessner, James Fountain on the front row, followed by Nicholas Maynard, Colin Cole, Adam Peeler, John Michael Bryant, Neil Rutt, Michael Durham Jr., Dakota Victoraro, Dagan Barnes, Tim Powers, Michael Ponder Jr., Ty Robertson will be on down in the next lane in just a moment. Bang, bang, Ty Robertson, Chase Johnson, and Bobby Kyle. That will be the starting lineups here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live from the Chicagoland Speedway. Your drivers are locked and loaded inside of their race cars. We're getting ready to go racing. We'll get you introduced tonight to the starting lineups, to your favorite drivers on the ball, driving in the number 8 Hendrick Cars.com, Chase Johnson Racing Chevy, Corey Tessner. On the outside of him, driving the number 24 Apex Grading Chevy Silverado from Greenville, South Carolina, James Fountain. Starting in the second row, driving the number 02 Timber Tech Ford F-150 from Welford, South Carolina. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Starting in the 4th place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, driving the number 77 CK Parking Lot Maintenance Chevy from Lincoln, Nebraska, Colin Cole. Starting in the 5th place spot here tonight from Landrum, South Carolina, driving the Peelers Green Apple L Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. That's going to be the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. On the outside of him, driving his Stukin Easter Gorilla Mine number 23 Dodge Ram here tonight, the Greer, South Carolina driver, the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver of John Michael Bryant. Behind him, driving the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Toyota Tundra TRD Pro from Burnside, Kentucky here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's going to be Michael Durham Jr. From the inside of him, starting in the 7th place position, the NR3 Designs Allied Toyota Tundra TRD Pro from Union Beach, New Jersey, of Neil Rutt. Behind him will be the number 15 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro from New Bern. Driver here tonight, that's the number 15 of Dakota Pignataro. Behind him will be the number 14 Atlantic Cabinet Company Chevy Silverado from Tacoma, North Carolina, Midwest C Motorsports, Dagan Barnes. On the inside of him will be the number 45 Margaritaville Chevy Silverado from Newark, New Jersey, the number 45 of Tim Powers. Michael Ponder Jr. will work the outside row here, number 12 spot here tonight from Ranger, Georgia. The Dr. Michael Ponder Jr. will try to work his way up here to the front in his Valvoline Eaglewood Chevy Silverado. Michael Ponder Jr. trying to win his first win here tonight. Leading the playoff standings, driving the number 9 Dunkin' Donuts Chevy Silverado from Coleman, Alabama, Ty Robertson. On the outside of him, driving the STI Johnson number 5 Chevy Silverado, the owner of Chase Johnson Racing, Season 1 champion, Chase Johnson. And shots of starting shotgun tail in the field here tonight, driving the Caterpillar 777 from Honorsville, Georgia. That's the old-timer Toyota Tundra TRD Pro of Bobby Kyle. ready to go racing here tonight on the Moody Scoop Racing Channel, live here at the Chicagoland Speedway. We'll bring up tonight's keys of the race as they head down the back straightaway here underneath the pace laps, kicking off tonight's race at the Chicagoland Speedway. Key number one here tonight is no mistakes on pit road. You got to keep it clean here. You got to keep the exits clean as well. You're going to want to find your balance. Is your truck going to be one of those trucks that rolls really good on the top side of the racetrack, or is it going to be one of those race cars that struggles really well down on the bottom side? However, though, you got to save those Goodyear tires regardless of what line you would like to race here tonight. And finally, playoff race number 2 here tonight of 4. We'll have 2 more races remaining here. You're going to want to maximize those points, and that'll lead us to our next topic here tonight, bringing up the schedule. Heading to the North Wilkesboro Speedway 2 weeks from now, wrapping it all up at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for what will be the final 12th race of the season. 15 cars pile out here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway, looking to tack on playoff race number 2. Several guys in the field here tonight looking to make their way through the standings. Corey Tester will lead the front row here tonight with James Fountain to the outside of him. The kid of Nicholas Maynard will round out the 3rd place position, followed by Colin Cole, Adam Peeler, and John Michael Bryant. That'll be your front starting 3 rows. It's going to be 110 laps here tonight. No stages or any sort of things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and bring up tonight's weather report. 77 degrees out here tonight at Chicagoland with a 9-mile-per-hour wind gust blowing in, about 110-degree track temperature. That's what it said earlier today on the ticker. Green flag will fly this time around on the Moody Scoop Racing Channel. Peter the pace car flies on through turns 3 and 4. He'll hang that big fat left down on the pit lane. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to get the security down here to back these guys up off the fence. Green flag is in the air for playoff race number 2 here in Illinois. Side by side for the race lead, Corey Tester from the race pole, and that number 8 Chevy Silverado works down on the bottom side of the racetrack. James Fountain jumps to the outside. Colin Cole looking to get the drafting up behind him. In line will be the first Dodge Ram with John Michael Bryant and that number 23 machine. They'll climb the banking here at Chicagoland Speedway. Sell off turn exit 3 and 4. Lap number 1 will be in the book here tonight in playoff race number 2. And it'll be led by Chase Johnson racing number 8 of Corey Tester. He'll throw himself back up to the top side of the racetrack. You have yourself a virtual race here tonight in Chicagoland. Everybody's going to have to find a spot and pick it, fall in the line, quickly heading down the back straightaway, working lap number 2 here of playoff race number 2 of 4. We'll head over to the North Wilkesboro Speedway here for a little bit of short track action racing 2 weeks from now. We'll wrap it all up at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 3 wide across the Chicagoland front straightaway here. Chase Johnson's trying to find a way into the spot here. Dagan Barnes up the middle. He'll hold on to that number 14 Atlantic Cabinet Company's Chevy Silverado get a little bit loose up the racetrack right there. Now it's door to door. Dakota Pignataro, Chase Johnson, the exit up turn 2. That's going to be one tricky one all night long. You see Tim Powers big time loose down the back straightaway here. This number 45. Chevy Silverado will have to work his way back into line here. Lap number 3 on our way here. Neil Rutt the 3rd. Trying to work his way back into the pack here. The Toyota Tundra Pro 27 of Adam Peeler will have to shake and bake his way back into the action-packed racing here up front as these guys have gotten separated here by about 4 or 5 car lengths. Chase Johnson, Adam Peeler battle door to door off the exit of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway here at the Chicagoland Speedway. You have yourself a playoff race here tonight for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Reminding you guys that the sign-ups and playoffs or whatever for the Xfinity O'Reilly Series, now called I Shall Say, is open live in the Discord. You need to make sure you get yourself signed up here. The season will open 2 weeks from now at the Talladega Super Speedway for the O'Reilly Series. Make sure you guys are tuned, locked in, and loaded. Head on over to the YouTube page located on the top right portion of your screen for all of the full race commentary and full race. In the past, we had about 3 full seasons underneath our belts here of this TNA Truck Series that you see on your screen, as well as the Xfinity O'Reilly Cup Series. We have dirt late models wheeling modifieds, you name it, we got it here on the Booty 2 Racing channel. Working lap number 6 here in playoff race number 2 of the TNA Truck Series, presented to you by the Homerun Cafe. I think it's only fair we get you down on the racetrack for tonight's First Madness Racing Week. Fast and loud. Back here on the Booty 2 Racing channel, bringing it up fast and loud style. Here in the Chicagoland Speedway, battles are really starting to shake up throughout the field, but it's been Corey Riptide Tessner dominating the race up to this point here. He's set on the pole tonight in this number 8 Chevy Silverado for Chase Johnson Racing. Corey Tessner been the victory lane, went to victory lane about 2 weeks ago. Or no, 2 weeks before that, it's about a month ago. Corey Tessner won the race at the Kansas Motor Speedway. He absolutely dominated the race that night. He talked to him earlier in the garage that he felt like Chase Johnson Racing had really figured out this mile-and-a-half program inside the playoff system. And Corey Tessner registered currently 8th spot on the playoffs. 10 drivers made the playoffs here in Season 3. You had to be top 10 in points to be playoff eligible. Heading down the back straightaway, Corey Riptide Tessner overleads his teammate of James Fountain, driving this Apex Grading number 24 Chevy Silverado for Chase Johnson Racing. James Fountain riding on board with the number 24. James Fountain won the race at the Dover Motor Speedway. He's one of the better short track racers inside of the Madness Racing League, as well as the Daytona International Raceway when we went there. So James Fountain, 2 wins underneath his belt here in Season 2. He's trying to track down his teammate of Corey Tessner in front of him, being patient right now in this number 24 Apex Grading Chevy. But right behind him is the Dodge Ram 23 machine of John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, working his way up through the field currently right now. In the 3rd place spot, currently up 3 spots from where he started, John Michael Bryant driving this number 23 Ram. And we talked to John Michael in the garage earlier for J Money Motorsports, and he was telling us that it was a long trip out here to Chicago from Greer, South Carolina, but he felt like Ram giving him the opportunity to showcase his talent and giving him the opportunity to run one of their Ram chassis directly out of the garage stall for the 23 machine was an absolute blessing. But speaking of blessing, we're talking to John Michael Bryant earlier in the garage area. He's got that Stukin' He's Risen Jesus Christ Easter scheme on board this week, as we want to wish everybody here on the Booty 2 Racing channel a happy Easter. Getting treated to a happy treat right here tonight. The Easter Bunnies brought a nice gift with some action-packed racing on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And for this battle right here, heading on for what's going to be the 4th, 5th, and 6th place spot, Nicholas Maynard, driving this number 02 Ford F-150, won the race at the Rockingham Speedway about a month and a half ago. In race number 5 on the regular season, Maynard scored 2nd in the playoff standing. Coming into the playoff, had a terrible week 2 weeks ago when we had the race at the Bristol Motor Speedway, was on the strategy call. Pitted with about 65 laps to go. Maynard was able to drive all the way back from the half of the field and finish 2nd in that race. That Bristol just came up short. Maynard said in the post-race show that he felt like these guys just had one more opportunity to redo it at Bristol. They had to win about 2 more laps before, got held up by a couple of lap traffic guys. Nicholas Maynard said they talked in the garage area though earlier, those guys that he had issues with a couple weeks ago. Didn't have a problem here tonight, but looks like these guys will storm roll the outside here. That's Neil Rutt the third, Chase Johnson. Neil Rutt trying everything he knows in this number 66 to get it up and moving. We'll throw up our first battle box here tonight. The battle box is up on your screen. It's the battle for the 4th place position with Neil Rutt the third in that number 66 on the top side, followed by Chase Johnson, who gets big time loose on the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes Ty Roberts, and that'll allow for him to enter the chat. John Michael Bryant will now be the battle up here in front of us for the 3rd place position as everybody steamrolls over behind, and we'll add in another battle box here since we have so many guys trying to battle it out for position here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So this will be from 4th on back to 8th. Well, Michael Durham Jr. is now entering the chat. No Kai Sinet. Colin Cole works down on the bottom side of the racetrack. The battle for the 4th place spot continues here at the Chicagoland Speedway. As we work lap number 18 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, we'll send it to a side-by-side commercial break here where we pause for station identification. The battle for the 4th place position continues here tonight. As we return from our quick commercial break there, we apologize there. Pausing for some of our brief sponsors and station identification, allowing some of the things to go around on your screen on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take down the battle box here, even though we got an absolute clusterfuck for position here. This is the battle for the 4th place position. Nicholas Maynard has re-entered the battle back here. He'll battle door to door with what's going to be Showtime Chase Johnson here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, riding out the front nose of the kid. He'll put the bumper right there to the front of the back half of the number 66 of Neil Rutt. Chase Johnson getting swallowed up here, battling some handling conditions inside of that number 5 STI Johnson Chevy Silverado. We've seen him get big time loose off the exit of turn 3 and 4 there earlier. Here comes Michael Durham Jr., the redneck for Redneck Racing. Burnside, Kentucky stand up. Michael Durham Jr. picked up the win at the Texas Motor Speedway earlier this year for MTL Motorsports. And whoa, we got a big time guy down on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's John Michael Bryant, Ty Robertson. And you've been a fan for a while here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You know Ty Robertson, John Michael Bryant don't mix pretty well together. They'll battle off the exit of turn 4, head across the line. The boogeyman's going to pull back to the quarter panel of Ty Robertson. We're getting some Daytona Talladega-esque style racing here tonight with this drafting style track at the Chicagoland Speedway. 1.5 miles racing like a 2-mile way over 3 wide down on the bottom side. Maynard will plug his nose down there in that TimberTech 02 Maynard Motors Ford F-150. Can he clear himself in front of the bottom lane? Yes, he can. He'll grab the 5th place spot off the exit of turn 4. Battle back across the front straightaway. Michael Durham Jr. will now be door to door with John Michael Bryant. Maynard gets shoved back down on the bottom side, 3 wide into turn 1. Here comes Colin Cole in that number 77. He's looking to enter the chat in that CK parking lot maintenance Chevy. He'll draft to the bottom side of the racetrack with the number 02 Maynard Motor Dave Auto Center Ford F-150 of Nicholas Maynard. They'll travel up the banking through 3 and 4. The redneck Michael Durham Jr. will get himself clear off the exit of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson's been the one that's fallen backwards here big time on the long run. battling some handling conditions inside of this number 5 STI Johnson Racing, Chase Johnson Racing Chevy Silverado, the Season 1 champion, not having the start that he was looking for here tonight. As we continue to have some more battles throughout the field here, don't get it twisted. Adam Peeler, Michael Ponder Jr., the Doctor, battle it out back here for the 10th place position. Corey Tessner now under attack by James Fountain. This will be the battle for the race lead here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Tessner will take the top side of the racetrack, and Fountain will try to switch his lane up a little bit there. He'll take the bottom side. We'll give you exactly what you're looking for, the battle for the race lead here tonight at Chicagoland, and 25 laps into tonight's event. You've seen during the keys of the race, folks, that these guys had only 2 sets of tires in the pits. It can only go somewhere between about 40 to 45 laps in Sunoco Racing fuel. How do these drivers elect to race here tonight? Ty Robertson up 10 spots from where he started. He's slowly trailing out of the back half leaders here. They battle door to door at the Chicagoland Speedway. They're riding out the top roof cam of the number 9, Ty Robertson, Dunkin' Donuts, Chevy Silverado for Lash Road Motorsport as he climbs the banking here tonight. Meanwhile, Fountain just won't get rid of his he just won't get rid of his Chase Johnson Racing teammate, of Corey Tessner. Both of these drivers have wins on the year. James Fountain's got 2 of them bad puppies. He got one at the Dover Motor Speedway and at the Daytona International Speedway. Tessner slaps the outside safer barrier, and the aerodynamics will suck that number 8 Hendrick car .com to the outside wall. Fountain will lead the last lap around the battle door to door into turn 1. Tessner blinking in and out here, battling a little bit of internet connection issues. AKA, we like to call them some handling conditions when you're in the real world compared to virtual. But the run on the outside line really hooks up well for the number 8 of Corey Tessner. Fountain will change his line up here into turns 3 and 4. He'll look back down on the bottom side of Tessner, who gets big time loose up turn 4. Battling door to door. These guys just will not give each other an inch. Here comes Ty Robertson. He'll look to enter the chat in this Dunkin' Donuts number 9 Chevy. 28 laps into tonight's event. Neil Rutt III has shaken this number 66 Toyota up towards the front here. He'll battle for a chance at the win in the lead early here, getting ready to knock on the door. So the first green flag pit stops here tonight. If these guys can keep it clean, Chase Johnson has rebounded quite well. He's moved up back up into the position. John Michael Bryant struggling big time inside of this number 23 Ram Stukin machine. Not entirely sure what's wrong with John Michael Bryant in this number 23 machine. He says the right front tire feels absolutely shredded on this 23. We got to make an adjustment here when we come down on the pit lane. Meanwhile, here comes Nicholas Maynard trying to work his way back up into the front half of the pack. Looks like he's got a little bit of right side damage. Looks like maybe contact from the cars around him. Not entirely sure. The guys that he's been racing over the past couple laps, Ty Robertson will pull down on the bottom side. He'll move up to the second place position. Slide job around the number 8 of HendrickCars.com machine of Corey Tessner. Battle back here 30 laps into tonight's event. We're about 15 laps away from the green flag pit stop. Who's going to do what, when, where, why? We'll be back in just a moment on the station identification live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're watching the Madness Racing League Total Nonstop Action Truck Series Playoff live here at Chicagoland.
As we pause for station identification live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel.
We arrive back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, giving you a little quick side up of tonight's sponsor, allowing these things to happen here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You are watching the TNA Truck Series presented by the Homerun Cafe located in Greer, South Carolina. You can go check them out at the Homerun Cafe on Facebook and or TikTok, Instagram, any kind of social media like that. These guys absolutely putting on a show for you fans. No battle for the race lead here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. All 3, 4, 5 of these, whoa, smack the outside safer barrier. Holy cow. All top 6 drivers right here on the Booty Scoot Racing, 7 drivers, excuse me, are playoff material because these guys have made the top 10 points and were playoff eligible. You got about a 2, 4, 6, 7 car battle for the race lead as Nicholas Maynard now comes up into the front half of your screen. We'll pull the battle box up here just a little bit, tad bit more. Corey Tessner sails to the top side of the racetrack in this number 8 HendrickCars.com Chevy. This is for all the marbles here early. We've got about 10 laps to go until the green flag pit stops begin. It looks like Fountain's not going to be denied here tonight by Robertson, as Robertson has stolen the first race here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with the win 2 weeks ago at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Battled off turn 2 for the race lead. James Fountain's crew telling him to really step on it here. You got to get out front, let these guys run their stuff up and chase you down. We ride on board the number 24 Apex Grading, 2-time winner this season of James Fountain, looking to pick up his first championship here in the Madness race. So he don't appear to be battling any kind of handling conditions. He climbs to making into turns 1 and 2, really gets the car slowed down. A road to the bottom side of the racetrack. James Fountain with a nice clean exit there. Ty Robertson slowly merging over the back bumper. How does Ty Robertson elect to play the number 24? And when he gets down here to turn 3 and 4, Ty Robertson needs to be patient here in this Dunkin' Donuts Chevy Silverado. Green flag pit stops right around the corner. It's the perfect time to make the pass without having to make the pass. Let the crews on pit lane get you the track position you need here tonight. 35 laps complete here at Chicagoland. Battles continue out here tonight at Chicagoland. Fountain breaks the outside seat for barrier as Ty Robertson elects to lay the bottom rubber here, and he'll move to the left rear quarter panel, trying to make Fountain approach the corner a little bit higher than he wants to, but it maybe looks like this 24's got the handling part over Ty Robertson. In this position, Robertson ran his way up 12 spots from where he started. So Ty Robertson definitely has a fast truck here, but does he have enough rubber left to keep racing side by side here with James Fountain for the race lead? All while this is happening, Corey Tessner rips the top side of the racetrack. He sees these two going at it in front of him. How does Corey Tessner, the winner at the Kansas Motor Speedway, elect to play it? Robertson fills his nose back into the bottom half of the racetrack here, trying to make a move around the left rear quarter panel 24 of James Fountain. They'll work side by side through turns 3 and 4 here in Chicagoland. We'll head to the North Wilkesboro Speedway 2 weeks from now for some short track racing. One of the better things James Fountain has been all year long. He's got a short track win at the Dover Motor Speedway. Heading down the back straightaway, Ty Robertson trying to make a move here into turn 3 and 4. He's got a win on the year. I think he's got 2 of them bad puppies as well. Ty Robertson trying to fight back here on the bottom side of the racetrack. Just not enough there to clear the 24. Want to give a huge shout out to all 15 drivers in the field here tonight putting on a show. We've been caution free here for about 38 laps up to this point. Guys are really starting to feel the effects and the unfortunate non-benefits of not having the Goodyear rubber on the race car, and the Dunkin' Donuts number 9 of Ty Robertson appears to be one of those guys. He just can't seem to find a line to get around the number 24 of James Fountain, who's out front here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway, sitting about midway through the point standing in the playoff. He's led now 10 laps here tonight, but Ty Robertson will not be denied. He'll come back down here in turns 1 and 2. Looks like Robertson can get this 9 truck to hook up a little bit better than James Fountain can through 1 and 2, where Fountain has to be really committed to the top side of the racetrack. Contact's made down the back straightaway. Robertson gets into the left rear quarter panel. Fountain, the bump spin around the inside safer barrier, down into turn 3, and the caution flag flies here tonight at Chicagoland. Ladies and gentlemen, contact made here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, battling for the race lead between Ty Robertson, James Fountain. Holy cow, just talking about these guys not giving each other an inch here. Fountain not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced there. We'll have to back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and take a look and see what happened. Looks like the wreck had already started up to this point. So we'll give it back just a little bit more, side by side down the back straightaway. We'll throw up the blink cam. This should show us exactly what we were looking for. Robertson definitely just feeds right into the left rear quarter panel of James Fountain. Both of them go spinning around and around like a record on the infield grass. Ty Robertson will cut it down there. We'll back that ass up one more time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't ride out the front nose of what's going to be Ty Robertson inside of this number 9 machine. Kind of see entirely what he was thinking. Fallon gets a big run off turn 3 and 4. Robertson just moves right up to the top side of the racetrack. Collects the outside, well, the inside quarter panel, of the 24, James Fallon. He's just along for the ride on the inside wall. James Fallon looks like appear to be A-okay inside of this race car. You see him slamming. You hear him right there slamming the gears. He's absolutely fuming inside of that race car. Corey Tessner will lead him here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway after 41 laps. Green flag pit stops right around the corner. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Pace car out on the racetrack. We're back here in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, running out the tailpipe of Peter LeVay's car here at the Chicagoland Speedway, where the caution flag is flown for the first time here tonight. Corey Riptide Tessner will have the race lead after sitting on the pole for the early part of tonight's event. He'll lead them down onto the pit lane. We'll get our first green flag pit stops here tonight, led by the number 8 of Corey Riptide Tessner as they head on down the pit lane live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll have all the cameras, as you see, for you. It'll be Tessner, Rutt, Cole, Durham, Maynard, Johnson, Bryant, Peeler, Pignataro, the guys coming down on the pit lane. How do these drivers elect to play it? Tessner will pull down here. Durham will pull down here. Colin Cole, Neil Rutt, Maynard will pull down here as well. We'll ride out the front hoop cam, and Nicholas Mayer, he slides into his box. His guys will jack up the right side of the race car. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires here for the kid of Nicholas Maynard driving this number 02 Temper Tech Ford F-150. Maynard said the car felt a little bit loose there, got shoved into the outside, safe for a barrier. We'll see how things work here if you see the battle off pit lane. So Maynard's crew's going to work on that truck right there. Corey Tessner will win the battle off pit lane in this number 8 HendrickCars.com Chevy Silverado. Lost the lead there momentarily to the number 24 of James Fallon, who's clipped in the left rear quarter panel by Ty Robertson. Looks like no damage to the Greenville, South Carolina driver. He'll be back out on the racetrack. And here comes Ty Robertson in the pit lane. He'll finally got the jack dropped on him. He'll work his way off the pit exit in that Dunkin' Donuts. Number 9 Machine, the Coleman, Alabama driver, will be back out on the racetrack. Corey Tessner will have the race lead, folks, when we return live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. You're watching playoff race number 2. The pit stops, they're in the book. We'll take one more. We appreciate that, folks. We pause for station identification here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Looks like we got them double racked up here, getting ready to go back racing here tonight for playoff race number 2. Quick cleanup there. Across the back straightaway, James Fountain collected in a wreck there with Ty Robertson. Both of those drivers will receive the EOL. To the tail end of the field, the race car will hang the left down on the pit lane. Corey Tessner will bring them back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air here in Illinois. The rest of the group will climb the baking here from turn 1 and 2 and sell by at 130, 140 miles an hour, ripping up through the gears, trying to get the oil back up through the camshaft. Corey Tessner, Neil Rutt the third will battle door to door here. Chase Johnson will give a shove to his non-teammate Neil Rutt to the race lead. Here comes the honor. Caution flag is out here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like for the number 14 of Dagan Barnes. Driving this Atlantic Avenue Company, number 14. He's down on the bottom side of the racetrack. We'll have to back that ass up here and take a look and see exactly what happened to the number 14 of Dagan Barnes. Looks like this is going to be a little bit further on back here from what we expected. Oh, it looks like Dagan Barnes was way out of the picture, so it couldn't have been Dagan Barnes that was any cause of the accident. Oh, there we go. Whoa, no, that's the wreck from earlier today. So we'll have to circle back here and find this one here in just a moment, folks. We'll be back here in just a second. We'll find this wreck for you. We'll have another caution flag. I believe it's going to be for Dagan Barnes and this number 14. We'll be back here in just a second.
For station identification live here on the Scooter Racing
Folks, I think I got it all squared away with the admin there, talking back and forth, trying to figure out what the ever-living shit just took place here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and it appears maybe there was a confusion on the racetrack with maybe what had happened with that number 14 of Dagan Barnes, but the caution flag was not for Dagan Barnes, so we'll see exactly how they elect to play it here. Can we get back one to green quick as possible? You're working behind Peter, the pace car. Not entirely sure what may have caused that caution flag here. Remember, folks, we are just virtually iRacing live on the internet, on your computer. You can do this at home, $10 a month. Can get you right out here on the iRacing platform. Everybody else, though, working out throughout the field on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to make something shake here tonight. And down on the bottom side of the racetrack will be the number 9 of Ty Robertson and James Fallon. There'll be nose to tail here after contact earlier tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. How do these two drivers elect to play their cards here tonight, knowing that the playoffs still have 2 more races to go and you cannot throw all your cards away here tonight. So Listening in here to some of the talk and chatter underneath the radio on my headset, I'm hearing back and forth between the admin and the rest of the group that they are going to take the one to go racing this next time around. And these guys have been warned to stay in line before the drop of the green flag. If you are caught bumping out, you may receive that EOL. A couple guys working their way back out here on the racetrack. Tim Powers trying to work his way here in the Margaritaville, number 45, Newark, New Jersey. Richard Petty Experience, Chevy Silverado. He'll work back here from what's going to be the 12th place position. So, looks like we'll double file them up here. We will go back racing this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel after we'll call it a debris caution for a couple of brake rotors or something. Maybe a couple unsafe guys on pit road is what we'll call it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go back racing here tonight. Bring up the race recap. 46 laps have been completed out of the schedule. 110 currently at the moment. Chase Johnson, I'm, I guess, somehow, some way squeezed his way out there to the race lead. I think he may have stayed out on some old rubber. We'll see how things shake out here. Neil Rutt will be our race leader. Matter of fact, I take that back there, just weaving back and forth. We've only had 2 caution flags up here for tonight's event. One involving James Fountain and the number 9 of Ty Robertson. The other one involving, we believe it's going to be a debris caution. Maybe somebody blew a rotor or something. Everything else, though, has been well. 17 different lead changes up to this point, and that's been because it's been back and forth here. Been kind of pack racing, kind of like Talladega, Daytona. It's style racing here tonight at Chicagoland. And that really comes with the effect of the mile-and-a-half package inside of the Truck Series here on iRacing. Puts on a very great show, and we're getting treated to that here tonight. We're slowly approaching that halfway point here. We got about 9 laps to go into that halfway point. Scheduled for 110 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 47 of those have been completed here, with 40 of them underneath the green flag condition. Back racing here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant, look at us shove that Dodge Ram 3 wide up the middle, but he'll think better of it. He'll fall right behind the redneck of Michael Durham Jr. Battle down the back straightaway, looking for the race lead as Chase Johnson to the inside of Neil Rutt. Nobody's going to give an inch here. 2 quick caution flags here after going the first 40 underneath the green flag condition. We were moments away from the green flag pit stops here tonight at Chicagoland, and that was one of the first keys of the race here. If you paid attention to the pre-race show, was you're going to have to execute on pit lane. You're going to have to find the balance on your truck specifically. Do not worry about the guys around you. Durham Jr. puts about a half a lane in dirty air in front of John Michael Bryant. He'll get a little bit loose up the racetrack. Chase Johnson will go down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll look to battle door to door against Neil Rutt for the race lead. But here comes Corey Tessner, the number 8 HendrickCars.com Chevy, who set on the pole here tonight. He's looking for the race lead. He wants it again. He's led about 35 laps up here to this point so far in playoff race number 2. Needing the points here, Corey Tessner needs the win. But it's Neil Rutt III, who's been winless for a while now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He won't be denied. He'll rip the outside safer barrier in that Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Working the outside wall, down into turn 1 and 2. Where's he going to like the race? Chase Johnson, he will stay middle. Johnson will have to keep the bottom lane. His teammate will pull right behind him. But here comes Adam Peeler in the Toyota Tundra from Landrum, South Carolina. We ain't seen him majority part of the night. He's now got himself up here. Here comes the Nurse Aviator, trying to make his way in here late. Neil Rutt, Chase Johnson, Corey Tessner, Adam Peeler, all of these guys battle it out up here, looking to make something shake here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant shoves his nose 3 wide up the middle. Peeler up top, Bryant up the middle. Fountain down low. Fountain been involved in an accident already one time here tonight. He's got a little bit of help behind him. That's the freaking fast 0-1 of Michael Durham Jr. He'll pull behind James Fountain, give him a little bit of drafting help. Peeler, big time sideways for 3. Corey Tessner's got a bad fast truck here tonight. He's looking to get around the number 66 NR3 Designs Toyota Tundra TRD Pro of Neil Rudd, who gets big time loose on the outside, safe for barrier. He has to hold on to that truck. Chase Johnson swerves left. He's looking to make the move down on the race lead now. He'll battle door with his teammate of Corey Tessner down into turn 3. Johnson keeps his foot in it. That's the season 1 champion. He'll grab the race lead up 4. Can he lead this lap that last time around? No! Whoa! Give it to Tessner across the line. 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes the boogeyman. John Michael Bryant up the middle of the racetrack, down on the bottom side. John Michael Bryant, the Dodge Ram, leading his first lap here at Chicagoland. Contact made there between the number 8 of Corey Tessner and the boogeyman. Your John Mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina, leads him here at Chicagoland, loose off the turn 4. John Michael Bryant ain't won a race since season 1 of Xfinity Series. Has not gotten a win here in the Truck Series, the Cup Series, or anything else. Can the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, tonight be his night? He said he needed an adjustment there after burning off the right front tire on this number 23 Dodge Ram machine. John Michael Bryant, the only sole Ram in the field. He'll battle door here with Corey Tessner off the exit of 3 and 4. Tessner will move up to the top side of the racetrack. They'll bang doors off turn 3 and 4. The Greer, South Carolina driver versus the other Greer, South Carolina driver. Both of these two guys, history in the past. How does Corey Tessner elect to race John Michael Bryant and slide jumping for the race lead? John Michael Bryant will repay the favor from the door slam across the front straightaway and tag the back bumper of the number 8 HendryCars.com machine of Tessner. Bryant rolls to the bottom side of the racetrack, has to get up out the gas. He gets tied up the racetrack. Look at this clusterfuck back here for the 3rd place spot. Fountain back into the position up here front, looking to make a move for the race lead. The old saying, cautions breed cautions, has not come into the effect here tonight. They've been clean for the most part. Chase Johnson leads this battle for the 3rd place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And for the most part, Michael Lerm Jr. in this freaky fast Toyota Tundra's got the faster laps out of the majority of the group. He's been holding this bottom lane quite well right now. The battle for the 3rd place spot has now entered the chat for the race lead. What is going to be 57 laps complete this next time around, going to be 58 work in the books. These guys have not spared each other an inch up to this point. Green flag pit stops were scheduled between 40 and 45 laps is what they could run on Sunoco Racing fuel. Tire wear has definitely been an issue here tonight for some of these drivers. Like earlier tonight, it was a huge problem for the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, in this number 23 Dodge Ram. He'll work from the bottom, slide, get tight on the racetrack to the top side. He'll begin to run a momentum down the back straightaway that he was looking for. John Michael Bryant said turn 2 was one of the tougher turns that he had trouble with in practice. He's trying to migrate different lanes here to try to get back to the race lead around Tessner. He'll change his line up through 3 and 4, get a little bit closer. Down the front straightaway, John Michael Bryant gets the air chopped off. Tessner will throw the dirty air to the back bumper, to the front nose of the number 23 Gorilla Mine Ram with John Michael Bryant. Working down the back straightaway, down the turn 2 exit, down the back straightaway now. Fountain moves up the back straightaway in that red machine, down the back straightaway now. He'll grab some drafting help with the number 66 of Neil Rudd. James Fountain involved in the accident earlier with Ty Robertson, who's went backwards here in this number 9 Dunkin' Donut Chevy Silverado, trying to get around the Toyota Tundra machine of the number 27 of Adam Taylor. 16 laps are complete this time around. 40 laps to go here, Chicagoland. We'll get you down on the racetrack for fast and loud. John Michael Bryant battles back for the race lead here, Chicagoland. Racing Channel, cranking it up underneath the Fast and Loud live here at the Chicagoland Speedway for playoff race number 2 of the Madness Racing League's Homerun Cafe Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. And this is exactly what that's been up to this point, total non-stop action. Corey Tesner has the race lead here tonight at Chicagoland with Neil Rutt the third, trailing in the distance in that second place position. James Fountain will battle door to door with his team owner Chase Johnson here across the front straightaway, down into turns 1 and 2. Fountain will take the top side of the racetrack and rip the boards. Chase Johnson will look from the slide job from the bottom to the top. Can he complete it around the 24? Yes, he can off turn 2. Heading down the back straightaway will now bring in the number 27 Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. Adam Peeler been doing a great job here tonight in this number 27 machine from Landrum, South Carolina. Adam Peeler has put together a hell of a show so far. A top 5 running for the position right now. 67 laps into tonight's event. This next time around, here's the redneck Michael Durham Jr. Got tied up the top side of the racetrack, made contact with the outside wall. It brought this truck to life, though. John Michael Bryant gets tied up the racetrack there. He'll slap the inside of the number 77 CK parking lot maintenance Chevy Silverado of Colin Cole. The boogeyman has gone backwards here. He's struggling big time with those Goodyear tires. Side by side for what's going to be the 6th place here. Adam Peeler looking 3 wide up the middle. He can get it around James Fountain, but he just can't quite get there. And that number 27 machine, 01 of Michael Durham Jr. hit the outside wall. He'll give a little bit of a shove there to James Fountain. Fountain to get his nose clean there, to clean air just like he was looking for the Apex grading Chevy. Back down into the top front 4 drivers here. Looking to make a move for the front half of the race lead if he can get there. But Chase Johnson hits the hard charger award up to this point. He started 12 spots further back from where he started in the 14th place position. He's worked his way up here through the green flag through the pit stop and the caution flags to grab the 2nd place position. Chase Johnson Racing runs 1-2 here tonight at Chicagoland. Colin Cole will work the inside quarter panel of the Dunkin' Donuts Chevy Silverado of Ty Robertson, who was trying to get that right rear quarter panel of Adam Peeler. Just trying to play a little bit of aero games here. Colin Cole works down on the bottom side of that number 77 CK parking lot Chevy Silverado. Trying to make a move down the back straightaway through turns 1 and 2, but Colin Cole just gets a huge run off turn 2 like he was looking for. He's got a little bit of drafting help from the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant as well. 77 on the top side, the 27 down low, and the Colin Cole machine just a little bit tight through turns 3 and 4, but Peeler gets a tad bit loose there, bobbles the back half of the race car, and that'll allow Colin Cole to get past him. Corey Tesner leads it here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel in playoff race number 2 of 4. We'll have 2 more remaining after this. Headed over to Wilkesboro Speedway, and then we're rounding it all up at Charlotte Motor Speedway after that. 40 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. It's anybody's ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, we will pull up the pit strategy call here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel and kind of see how these guys are doing lap-wise. Majority of the field came down on that caution flag back on lap number 40. At least the top 8 drivers did. See how guys really shake out here. See if we can't bring up a few more of those drivers. Don't want to flood the thing. We apologize. Did not mean to press that button here. Apologize. We're taking all these things up here. Maynard and Brian will get put up here. The top 10 drivers. Like Maynard repitted on 44. So we'll have a little bit more fuel than these guys, but he's way far back in position. So Maynard's going to have to try to make something shake here pit strategy-wise if he wants a shot at it, while the rest of these guys continue to draft it out like it's Daytona Talladega style. Corey Tesner told us earlier today in the garage area, this number 800cars.com machine, that his team really felt like they figured out the mile-and-a-half program, and it's proven here tonight. Him and his teammate of Chase Johnson run 1-2 with Neil Rutt right behind him. Ty Robertson marching his way up through the field on those old tires. We never really understand how Ty Robertson does it, but here he is on the long run, 9 spots better from where he started. The Coleman, Alabama driver working his way through the field. Battles all over the racetrack now with Michael Durham Jr. calling Cole battle out here for what's going to be the 6th and 7th place position. James Fountain got himself some clean air. He's really worked his way back up into the back bumper of Ty Robertson after Robertson got around Fountain there, battling door to door with one another. Fountain and Robertson got into each other earlier in tonight's event, brought out the first caution flag here tonight on lap 40. And the rest of these guys were able to stay away from it. Fountain, no damage to his truck. Neither the nuns of Ty Robertson. A little bit of verbal back and forth on the radio, but we're racing, and that'll happen from time to time. 75 laps complete this next time around, and I would imagine, folks, we got to be knocking on the back door to those green flag pit stops. A lot of those guys we've just seen on the ticker have not pitted since at least lap 40. Maynard was the last one that pitted at a fewer lap in this number 02 machine. He pitted back on lap number 44. Took Sunoco Racing fuel only. He's currently running down the number 777 of Bobby Kyle. This will be the battle for what's going to be the 10th place position here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Bobby Kyle actually scheduled 4 laps down after trouble earlier with that Caterpillar 777 machine. Maynard will change his lineup here. He'll look to complete the pass around the 777 of Bobby Kyle. Had to be up and moving on his works here. We'll see how the pit stops continue to work out here. 75 laps are complete. Going to be 76 this time around. And oh, we'll get our first caller. James Fountain must be turning in on the broadcast. Wow, can he get it slowed down? Yes, it appears so he can. James Fountain will be the first one down on the pit lane here. He'll have that into his advantage. It looks how he plays it. Oh, we'll get one more taker. That's Nicholas Maynard, that number 02. Green flag pit stops have officially started. James Fountain says the car feels great right now. We're going to have to jump these guys. I feel the lap times may be the difference. We'll check those for you folks here in just a minute. James Fountain oversized his box just a tad bit. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 24 Apex grading machine. Maynard's guys will hop the wall. It's going to be Sunoco Racing fuel, 204 tires. It looks like Maynard will have an advantage and a chance to go from the 10th place spot here and jump in strategy and position. Fountain and boys will drop the jack. He'll be on and off pit lane, and the further he can get away from Nicholas Maynard will be the best for James Fountain. Does he have the right pit call here tonight? We won't know until he gets up and moving. 77 laps complete this time around. Nicholas Maynard's crew comes out of pit lane as well. He's a little bit loose. His crew will give him a 14.7 second 4-tire pit stop here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. As the green flag pit stops work out here, Corey Tessner's under attack for the race lead. Ty Robertson has come the back bumper of his teammate Chase Johnson and Corey Tessner. But Ty Robertson's not going to lay over for anybody here tonight. He wants another playoff win. Ty Robertson changes his lineup, keeps his foot in the gas through turns 3 and 4. Can he get around the number 5 of Chase Johnson, who has to jump up out the gas and avoid contact from the number 8 of Ty Robertson? We have yet to get any more takers down on the pit lane besides the number 24 and the number 02. It's going to be 30 laps to go this next time around. If these guys are going to make a pit call, they got to do it now. The pit strategy is within 6 to 7 laps now. When do these guys elect to call it quits, or do you hope and pray for the caution flag here tonight? Visually, you can see the speeds have slowed down here tonight at Chicagoland. These drivers are not turning near the fastest lap times as they did earlier here tonight. Corey Tessner turned a 33.405 that last time around. The pole lap here tonight was a 31.211. So these guys have lost about a 2-second time difference on old tires. And Colin Cole looks like he's done it the best of saving tires. He's looking on the bottom side of the racetrack to make a move around Ty Robertson for position. It'll be the 3rd place spot. Trying to better himself here before the pit stop. The faster and the further you can get up, the better it's going to be on the long run. Tessner tied up the racetrack into the outside safer barrier. That'll bring Chase Johnson door to door with the race lead. 2 rows back, both of these guys will foul in the line. Are we getting ready to see some pit stop here tonight at Chicagoland? 2 of them stay top, 4 of them go low, and everybody keeps on banging it right past the pit lane entrance. Nobody's going to be able to be the first one down. You don't want to be the first one to go. John Michael Bryant will call it quick to the number 23 Dodge Ram machine. John Michael Bryant running about 3/10 off the pace from the leader that last time around. The J Money Motorsports team will call him down on the pit lane. They're going to make a track bar adjustment here to the number 23. John Michael Bryant jumped out there to the race lead, led a couple of laps. He'll slide into his box and overdo it. John Michael Bryant going to do 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel here tonight. Tim Powers comes down on the pit lane. They'll do 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the Melly Motorsports 45 machine. He'll have to work his way back around here on the long green flag pit stop cycle, but he's got enough. But here comes James Fountain, who's down a lap. Can he get around Corey Tessner to get himself back on the lead lap? They didn't have enough speed to let these guys twice here tonight at the 1.5 miles. James Fountain will drive right by his teammate of Corey Tessner. He's back on the lead lap now. James Fountain in the prime, perfect position for the green flag pit stops. How does guys like Corey Tessner, Chase Johnson, Ty Robertson, who have yet to go down on the pit lane, counter-react to seeing James Fountain fly right by them on the brand new good rubber? Do they know what that means here on the long run? If you do get left by James Fountain, you may run out of time trying to run him down. That leaves Nicholas Maynard in a prime position here to move up to the 2nd place position. Currently running in the 10th place spot, but he's yet to run down those leaders up there to get himself unlapped. Maynard gonna have to hope and pray that he can stay green here, and he'll have a chance to maybe possibly flip the pit stop strategy cycle and get himself some track position here late. Dagan Barnes riding here with the front half pack of the group. Dagan from Leucoma, North Carolina, driving the Atlantic Cabinet Company number 14 machine. Talk to Dagan here underneath the caution flag. That previous pit stop set and really freed the truck up. This is exactly what we needed from the drop of the green flag. Dagan Barnes said his truck is hauling ass now. He's able to keep up with the front half of the pack. Dagan Barnes has got some speed in it, just needs a caution flag. Look at him drive right by the traffic there through turns 2. This Haas CNC factory employee brings his own trucks to the racetrack, and he's got some speed here. A fabricator on his off day gets a little bit loose on the bottom side. He'll chase it up the racetrack off turn 4. Here comes the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler from Landrum, South Carolina. He'll bring it down on the pit lane, and his Peeler's Green Apple L27 NR3 Designs Toyota. They're going to do 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. He's looking to work his way up through the green flag pit stop cycles. If we can keep it green here tonight, so far these guys have been absolutely beautiful through the long green flag runs. 24, going to be 23 laps to go this time around, and they'll bypass the pit lane entrance one more time. How much fuel have these guys saved on the long run? And you can kind of save a good bit of fuel riding in a pack-ish style kind of race that we've had here tonight, where the draft has really been the dominant key. If you can get a little bit of drafting help and out of the dirty air throughout the corners, your truck will really hook up well through here tonight at Chicagoland. Like trucks like Neil Rutt III, who tend to fall off here on the long run, are hoping and praying that he can get down on the pit lane and out-jump these guys in front of him so he can have the track position over them. You do not want to be stuck the last one down on the pit lane, but you certainly don't want to be one of the first ones and be wrong. And exactly that went as planned for James Fountain in this number 24 machine. He planned it perfect. He was able to get back around the leader. James Fountain will be able to be on the lead lap, but if this underneath the yellow flag at any point, he is out of tires and will not have a chance at putting on a shot at anybody else who can stay out on the long run. Here comes the Union Beach, New Jersey driver of Neil Rutt III. He'll work this 66 NR3 Designs Allied Board and Safety Toyota down on the pit lane. They're going to do 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 66 machine as he works his way down here on the pit lane. Dakota Pignataro will come down on the pit lane and give up his position on the racetrack. He'll take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel this time around. The race leader, Corey Tesner, bypasses the start-finish line there again at the pit entrance and brings it around one more time. These guys got to be rolling on fumes. Here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard being blocked by the number 14 of Dagan Barnes. They're in a traffic jam down the back straightaway. Tesner trying to keep his line on the bottom side of the racetrack. Maynard looking to get himself unlapped so he can be on the race lead. But here comes Corey Tesner. He's going to bring him down on the pit line. He's going to bring a bunch of guys with him. Oh, Chase Johnson can't get it slowed down in time. Hard on the inside, safer barrier. Will that be a penalty for Chase Johnson? Tesner able to get the truck slowed down. Robertson able to make up the time between him and Johnson. Chase Johnson going to get 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel overdrive his box. Ty Robertson, 4 tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Corey Tesner, 4 tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Does Chase Johnson get hit with the penalty here? Yes, he does. Speeding on pit lane for the 5. A killer call right there. Here comes Michael Durham Jr. calling Cole down on the pit lane. CK parking lot maintenance in the 0-1. Both of these guys calling for 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, and that will give James Fountain the race lead here tonight in Chicagoland when it's all said and done. What a pit strategy call for Fountain. They got to go run it down, and the closest person behind him will be Maynard in the number 02, who come down the same lap as James Fountain. John Michael Bryan trails right there behind him in the 3rd place spot this time around. Does he have the right pit strategy call here tonight? Battle off pit lane between the 77 of Collie Cole and the 01 of Michael Durham Jr. Both of these guys are going to have to give an inch or two to get on the racetrack. You go above the white line, you'll get the black flag. Contact's made there. There goes Michael Durham Jr. Holy shit on the inside of the racetrack. Caution flag flies here tonight. Are you kidding me? Are you for real right now, ladies and gentlemen? Caution flag out here in the middle of the green flag pit stop. Right as Corey Tesner and Chase Johnson and these boys come down on the pit lane from the race lead, and those guys get the cycle out to the front half of the field. This is absolutely going to ruin the number 24 of James Fountain's pit strategy there on the long green flag run. Making these guys chase them down. They were 23 seconds back. Nicholas Maynard was trailing in the distance. He maybe had a shot at it, as well as the Boogeyman. Caution flag out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the 3rd time. This time it's going to be for Michael Durham Jr. and this number 01 Freaky Fast Machine, as well as Colin Cole. Side by side battling up a pit lane. Neither one of these guys giving each other an inch, and I don't blame them, but rough racing leads to the caution flag, and we'll see how things play out here in just a second. They get ready to come down through turns 3 and 4. How does the pit cycle elect to play out? We'll have all that for you when we return here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll step aside for station identification. An unfortunate caution flag here tonight on the racetrack will end the green flag pit stop cycles on the long run, and we'll see how things will shake out. Maynard, Fountain, Bryant, all these guys are going to have to try to play something here on the long run. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We pause for station identification. We are underneath the caution flag here for the third time here tonight. Kind of want to break this down of exactly what is taking place here and exactly why this is such a crucial, critical call here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel that we'll have to definitely have the conversation with the admin and see how things shook out there and why the caution flag needed to be thrown. James Fountain come down on the pit lane there. Felt like he maybe had the right pit strategy call to win the race, and he for sure was about 23 seconds out in front of the race leader of Tesla, them who had just came off pit lane and would have had to make the distance and time up over over James Fountain. Last pitted on lap number 75. He is out of his Goodyear 2 sets of rubbers here tonight. James Fountain is stuck with what he has. Does he have enough to hold on here? What about 17 laps to go? On the outside of him, John Michael Bryant came down about 6 laps later for 4 Goodyear rubbers. He'll have the tire advantage over the race leader of James Fountain, looking for his first Truck Series win of the year. Behind them was Adam Peeler, who's got the big advantage over the rest of these guys. He's got about a 10-lap different tire, significant advantage over the race leader, James Fountain, and the front row contestant, John Michael Bryant. And on the outside of him will be Neil Rudd, who's sitting real well at about a 13-lap difference of his rubber. He's got about four green flag laps on his tires. Green flag back in the air here from Chicagoland. Does James Fountain have enough in this apex grading number 24 to hold off the hard charging pack behind him after making a beautiful pit strategy call here tonight? Megan Barnes will be the lucky dog that last time around in this number 14 machine. He last pitted back on lap number 72. He's on some really old tires here tonight. The Atlantic Cabinet Company number 14 Silverado, trying everything he knows best. Got a little bit of damage to the right front. Talked to Megan Barnes in the garage earlier. He said he could not wait for the O'Reilly Series Auto Parts to start up 2 weeks from now on Saturday night. He said he couldn't wait to have a full race season underneath his belt from where he could start from beginning to end and actually contend for the championship. James Fountain wasn't able to hold on to the race lead long. He's swallowed up there by the rest of the field, and it's Corey Tessner, who's been dominant all day long in the number 800cars.com machine. He'll take the race lead back this time around and lead his 72nd lap here tonight. But look at this pit strategy call here from the 77 of Colin Cole and his 77 group. From Lincoln, Nebraska, all the way from the back, battling from about 6th or 7th. That's when they came down on the pit lane with Michael Durham Jr. They cycled up to about the 2nd place spot at that time. Colin Cole battling door to door there with Michael Durham Jr. off of pit lane. Durham Jr. moved his nose right across the front half of his machine and 3 wide across the front straightaway. Robertson, Bryant, and Durham trying to make something work on the bottom side of the racetrack, and it looks like Ty Robertson's going to keep his foot in it through turn 1 and 2. Side by side back here, battle for the 6th place position is going to be John Michael Bryant, Michael Durham Jr., on those brand new Goodyear rubbers will blow right by the number 23 of John Michael Bryant in the Stukin Ram machine, and Tim Powers, Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson. All these guys battle back here in the back half of the field, and crucial penalty there for Chase Johnson, speeding on pit lane for the season 1 champion. But one of our keys of the race here tonight was maximizing pit lane and not making mistakes. Chase Johnson trying to capitalize the gap there between him and the race leader coming down for green flag pit stops. Overstepped it and sped on pit lane. That'll cost him big time here tonight and in the playoff standing. Nicholas Maynard played the same pit strategy call as the number 24 of James Fountain. Came down on lap number 75 for a 4-tire stop inside of this TimberTech 02 machine. On lap number 95 was the last lap for Nicholas Maynard. He just came down and pitched up a little bit of damage, put a little bit of Sunoco Racing fuel in the number 02 in case for the green-white checker. But Maynard will be out of his Goodyear rubber here tonight. He's stuck with what he's got for the Team Penske Development number 02 Ford F-150 here tonight. But it ain't over with yet, folks. 7 laps remain here tonight at Chicagoland, and Colin Cole is all over the back bumper of Corey Tesner. Will we see a race change lead here tonight at Chicagoland? Neither one of these guys are going to push around or lay over Corey Tesner, looking for his 2nd win on the year on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel at similar style racetracks. He got a win at the Kansas Motor Speedway, and they got an opportunity here tonight if he can hold off Colin Cole. But let me tell you something, folks. Colin Cole, bad fast here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll check the leader to the 2nd place spot this last time around. Tesner doing a lot of searching for some drink here. We will come across the Homerun Cafe. 5 laps to go this next time around. We'll check the lap times. Colin Cole runs a 32.105 to the leader's 32.104. So similar matching lap times here. It's definitely not over yet for Tesner. He's going to have to be perfect here if he wants to get away from Colin Cole. Colin Cole trying to switch his lane up here, find something on the long run. Ty Robertson searching for some more grip. He's got better tires here. Oh, about 4 laps to go. We'll check his lap times to the leaders this time around. Ty Robertson will run a 32.210 to the 32.3 of the leader. He's got a little bit of a quicker lap time than them. How does he elect to play it here with 4 laps to go? Does he have enough time to run down the trucks in front of him? Tesner looking for his 2nd win on the season. Can he hold on to it? Both of these guys trying everything they know possible inside of their race cars, adjusting the brake bias dial. Tesner down into turns 1 and 2. How well is his truck handling through turns 1 and 2? Don't look like he's bobbling or weaving. He's on brand new rubber. That caution flag absolutely benefited this number 18 big time. He would have had to run down the 24 of James Fallon, who is now sunk back to the 9th place position after getting that unfortunate caution flag. But it's going to be 2 laps to go here tonight at Chicagoland in playoff race number 2. Corey Tesner trying to charge up here and climb up the standings. Colin Cole searches high through 2. Off down the back straightaway. Here comes Ty Robertson in that number 9 truck. Cole will change his lineup. He's got the right rear quarter panel of Tesner. Search it through 3 and 4. It'll be the white flag presented by AFL Global this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Colin Cole will have one more opportunity at the back bumper of the number 8 of Tesner. Climbing the banking through turns 1 and 2 for the final time. 3-wide battle for the win here in the playoff race. Tesner, Cole, Robertson. Tesner big time loose off turn 2. He'll weave back and forth trying to defend the line, throw some dirty air to the back bumper of Colin Cole. If Colin Cole can get his foot back to the back bumper, he may have a shot at it here tonight. Cutting off turn 4. Cole to the outside wall. Tesner wins the playoff race here in Chicagoland. Maynard powers door to door here across the line. Give it to Maynard. But it's Tesner winning his 2nd race here in Season 3 for Chase Johnson Racing, driving the HendrickCars.com number 8 machine. Able to hold on late there around Colin Cole, having to do a lot of blocking. Throwing some dirty air there to the back of the front half of the number 77. Corey Tesner wins it here tonight at Chicagoland. Heartbreaker for James Fallon in the number 24 machine. He is already off of the racetrack. Does he know what this means here? Nicholas Maynard won't be able to reap the fortune benefit of that pit strategy call there for that number 02 Timber Tech team. But Corey Tesner played the cards right. The cautions fell when he needed them. And finds himself in victory lane here tonight at Chicagoland, burning it down for you fans. Corey Tesner burns it down here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. This will be your final results tab here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Chicagoland Speedway for the Homerun Cafe. Tesner continues to burn it down here. You're probably going to blow it up if I'd have to imagine. We'll be back here in just a moment with the post-race show with all of your favorite drivers to be able to hear what they had to say about tonight's event at Chicagoland. Stick right here with us. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the post-race show. We have just wrapped up the Chicagoland Speedway here tonight for playoff race number 2. It was one hell of a show for 110 laps, 2 sets of tires, at 100% in fuel. Really, absolutely showed it. His dominant tonight was Corey Riptide Tesner. He'll bring home his second win of the season, his first playoff win here on the Madness Racing League's TNA Truck Series. We got our pit reporter down there on the pit lane. Corey Tesner hops out of his race truck. You guys got a copy? Go ahead.
Down here in Victory Lane at the Chicagoland Speedway in Illinois, we're with the race winner here in playoff race number 2 for the Madness Racing League Truck Series of Corey Tesner. Corey, try to kind of describe tonight's race here tonight. You won the race 2 races ago at the Kansas Motor Speedway, and you're able to pick up the win here at Chicagoland. Similar style racetracks here. Just kind of walk us through what you've seen out the front windshield. A timely caution there kind of benefited this number 8 truck well.
Yeah, our team has really figured out this mile-and-a-half package. Felt really strong in practice, qualified on the pole. Just tried to manage it throughout the race. That caution just fell in our lap perfectly. Had just went into pit, had 1 lap on the tire, so on that restart I knew I had to get to the front quick, and if I could get there, it'd be hard for anybody to pass me. So once again, shout out to the team and a great race.
That's Corey Tesner, driver of the number 8, who win his second race on the season here in Season 3 of the Truck Series. We'll scoot down here to the second place runner-up, driver the number 9 of Ty Robertson. Ty kind of walk us through your race here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. Contact early in tonight's race. Still able to drive your way up through the field there, have a chance at the end.
Yeah, their truck was bad fast tonight. I don't necessarily know if we had the best truck, but we definitely had a really good one. If we got clean air, we probably could have held it, because the air sends you straight up the racetrack. When you get in front of someone, you get crazy loose. The air in these things is ridiculous, honestly. But that's what makes them fun to drive. So, hopefully we can keep getting good finishes throughout the rest of the playoffs, and maybe we can close this one out, unlike Xfinity ended up in a bad situation there.
Ty Robertson, he'll grab the 20-point bonus score for the hard charger here tonight. So his total score will scoot down to the third-place finisher, driver of the 77 CK parking lot maintenance truck of Colin Cole. Colin, kind of walk us through your race here tonight. Had a shot at the back bumper there, Corey, in the closing laps. It looked like he maybe scraped the wall there. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, it was. This was a fun race. The truck, it was very slick out there for us. I don't know if anybody else was loose, but I was kind of wicked loose there at the beginning of the run. But then once the track rubbered in, it kind of tightened up. But yeah, I had a chance at Corey there on the outside, but I kind of got nicked by Ty there. I don't know if he meant to or not. He probably didn't need to. But all in all, a fun race, and look to keep it going.
As the driver of the number 77 of Colin Cole, he'll runner up in the third position here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll scoot down here to the driver of the 02 of Nicholas Maynard, who brought home the top 10 position here tonight. Nick, kind of walk us through your race here at Chicagoland. Yeah, we had a bad, fast TimberTech 02 Ford F-150. The guys back at the shop at Team Penske Development Gave us a good truck here tonight. I don't really know what to say. I'm going to keep it just briefly honest. We had the pitch strategy call there with Fountain. I'm not saying that we would have ran him down by any means, but he was pushing way harder. We were trying to save a little bit of tire, knowing that we probably had the advantage there, and haven't had a chance to look at the replay yet to see what happened. But the caution flag came out, really killed our day here today, and destroyed the 0-2's chances at the championship. Back-to-back weeks, where, guys just, blocking the racetrack or moving about the bottom contact, whatever the case may be. I guess we got to start giving it back how we're giving it, because conversations don't seem to be doing anything for anybody else. But hopefully we can clean some things up. It was some great racing here tonight for sure. I honestly believe you guys on the broadcast will have a show, but everybody up there racing side by side, pack racing. But great win to Corey there. He definitely dominated the last 2.5 mile race. We got some work to do with the final race being at Charlotte. It's one of my better tracks, but 2 weeks from now, we'll go to North Wilkesboro, and the 0-2 team will struggle there. This short track package just ain't quite what it needs to be right now, but we'll take the top 10 here. That's the driver, the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. We'll throw back up to the booth here. Corey Tesner will take the number 18 to victory lane here at Chicagoland.
And we'll go back up here to the booth where the post-race show will take place here, as we have just heard from your favorite drivers live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And see if we can't go ahead and bring up the final results here tonight, where it was Corey Riptide Tesner winning the race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And I don't even really know where to begin. Dominating inside of these 1.5 miles the last couple of weeks for Corey Riptide Tesner. He'll lead 82 laps tonight and go to victory lane. Ty Robertson will finish in the second place position from Coleman, Alabama, in the 9th place position. He'll also win the Hard Charger Award here tonight, finishing 11th spots better than he started. Colin Cole will bring home the 3rd place position here tonight in his number 77 CK Parking Lot Maintenance Chevy Silverado. Michael Durham Jr. will bring home the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast 01 Toyota machine in the 4th place position. Contact there to the outside wall with Nicholas Maynard. The 5th place spot belongs to the number 66 Union Beach driver of Neil Rutt III. The 6th place position belongs to Adam Peeler in the number 27 Toyota Tundra, as all 4 of these Toyotas will finish 4th through 8th. Adam Peeler will bring home the 6th place spot. Dakota Pignataro will bring home the 7th place position for MND Motorsports. These guys will finish all right there together. Really tells you where their program is at. John Michael Bryant, the also-Ram in the field, will bring the 8th place position home here tonight. The Boogeyman struggled big time, but led some laps here from Greer, South Carolina. James Fountain, maybe. Not saying yes, but maybe had this pit strategy worked out in his favor on the long run there, and right behind him, he was moving big time in this number 24 machine. Unfortunate caution flag will ruin the day here for the number 24 machine. He'll lead 15 laps here tonight. Finishing in the 10th place position, driving the Team Penske Development 02 machine, was Nicholas Maynard. Same pit strategy there as James Fountain. Was in the 2nd place position when the caution flag flew. Who knew what could have happened for these 2 drivers? The 11th place position goes to Tim Powers. Side by side there with Nicholas Maynard. You see the difference. 100th of a second across the line. Tim Powers almost scores himself a top 10 here tonight. Big time day here tonight for Millie Motorsports. Chase Johnson struggling big time here today at Chicagoland, speeding down on pit lane. Cost the number 5 2024 champion of Chase Johnson. Dagan Barnes really rebounded here tonight. The scoreboard does not show that. The Midwest E Motorsports finished 2 laps down, but they were able to get an adjustment on his 14, and he came to life there late on old tires, racing in the front half pack with the group. Dagan Barnes is going to be nasty 2 weeks from now when we head to North Wilkesboro. Bobby Kyle finishes 5 laps down here tonight from Montersville, Georgia, just needing to get back in the rhythm after missing a couple races due to some unfortunate circumstances. The 777 of Bobby Kyle will be back in action at North Wilkesboro 2 weeks from now. The Dr. Michael Ponder Jr. surgically repaired his way up through the field, just got involved in an accident of non-wrongdoing of his own. The other only Ford F-150 in the field will round out the 15th final position here tonight. That'll do it, folks. That'll be everybody live here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That'll do it for your post-race show. We want to remind you folks to head on over to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, located in the top right portion of your screen. We also want to remind you to scan the QR code on your screen to get yourself locked into the Madness Racing League. The O'Reilly Series opens up 2 weeks from now on Saturday at the Talladega Super Speedway. You're going to want to make sure you're in the Discord to get yourself signed up. Hopefully, you can get that screenshotted on your screen. We'll bring up the remaining schedule one more time here tonight. Headed to the North Wilkesboro Speedway 2 weeks from now, followed by the final race of the season at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That Season 4 schedule is posted in the Discord, so if you get yourself in there, you get the preview of that, get yourself signed up there, $5 entry fee, looking at a nice solid $250, $300 purse for that said series. That'll do it here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for all of us and our proud sponsors. We'll throw it up one more time and let you guys hear our good old friend Derek do the post-race show production. My name is Nick. This is the Booty Scoot Racing channel live here at the Chicagoland Speedway. We will see you Wednesday night for the playoff race at Dover for the Gen 6 Cup Series. Thank you to all of our partners, and thank you to the Homerun Cafe for the TNA Truck Series. We'll see you Wednesday night.